In September 2025, President Donald Trump made his second state visit to the United Kingdom, marking a significant moment in the ongoing story of transatlantic diplomacy. The visit came at a time of shifting global alliances and heightened political tensions, both at home and abroad. This move underscored the enduring but often tested US-UK relationship, a partnership that has weathered decades of change and challenge. Both nations look to reaffirm their shared values and strategic interests, even as new issues emerged on the world stage. For Trump, the visit was a chance to reassert American influence in Europe and secure new economic partnerships, especially as the global economy faced uncertainty. He aimed to showcase American leadership and negotiate deals that would benefit US industries. Meanwhile, for Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Labour government, it was an opportunity to attract vital foreign investment, particularly in the fast-growing sectors of technology and artificial intelligence. The UK sought to position itself as a hub for innovation and international collaboration. King Charles III's invitation was a carefully considered diplomatic gesture, aiming to reinforce transatlantic ties, despite clear political differences between the two leaders. The monarchy played its traditional role as a bridge between nations. The visit juxtaposed royal tradition with Trump's unpredictable style, drawing global attention to how these two very different leaders would interact. The world watched for signs of both tension and cooperation. While officials prepared a warm welcome, large segments of the British public organised protests, highlighting the deep divisions Trump inspires. The streets of London became a stage for both celebration and dissent, reflecting the complex feelings surrounding his visit. The stage was set for a few days of high-stakes diplomacy, royal ceremony, and vocal opposition. Security was tight, and every move was closely watched by the media and the public alike. The world watched as pageantry and politics collided, testing the resilience of the special relationship and offering a glimpse into the future of US-UK cooperation. The visit began at Windsor, away from London's protests, with a display of royal pageantry. Trump and King Charles III rode in the Irish state coach, followed by First Lady Melania Trump and Queen Camilla, symbolising unity. After a private luncheon at Windsor Castle, the Trumps viewed artifacts from the royal collection, emphasising historic US-UK ties. The day featured a beating retreat ceremony and a dramatic Red Arrows flypast, celebrating the alliance. Trump and the First Lady paid respects at Queen Elizabeth II's crypt, a quiet moment honouring the monarchy's legacy. The carefully choreographed welcome blended tradition, diplomacy and spectacle. The state banquet at Windsor Castle was the visit's dazzling centrepiece, a night where centuries-old tradition met the pulse of modern innovation. Under the glittering chandeliers of St. George's Hall, royalty, political leaders and tech giants gathered for an evening that blended pageantry with purpose. The guest list was a testament to the event's significance, featuring King Charles III, Prime Minister Starmer, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and influential tech leaders such as Sam Altman and Jensen Huang. Their presence highlighted the growing economic focus on artificial intelligence and the pivotal role technology now plays in global affairs. King Charles delivered a stirring speech praising the enduring US-UK bond and urging continued support for Ukraine in these challenging times. Meanwhile, former President Trump lauded the royal family's legacy and took the opportunity to tout America's economic recovery, emphasizing the importance of transatlantic cooperation. The fashion choices of Catherine, Princess of Wales, and Melania Trump made diplomatic statements of their own, with every detail, from tiaras to gowns, carefully chosen to reflect both tradition and modern elegance, capturing the world's attention. The evening's opulence and star-studded guest list underscored the merging of tradition, politics, and the future of technology, as conversations about innovation echoed through the historic halls. Diplomacy was on full display, with every detail, from the seating arrangements to the ornate table settings, serving a carefully orchestrated purpose, making the banquet a true showcase of soft power and international influence. Trump's visit produced over $200 billion in US investment pledges for the UK, with a landmark tech prosperity deal channeling $42 billion into British AI infrastructure. Major US firms like Microsoft and Google committed to boosting the UK's tech sector, a political win for Starmer's government. However, talks failed to resolve disputes over tariffs on British exports like steel and whiskey, revealing ongoing trade tensions. Despite differences on climate policy, both leaders agreed to expand nuclear energy cooperation. The visit showcased both the promise and complexity of US-UK economic ties. Progress in tech stood in contrast to unresolved issues in traditional industries. At Chequers, Trump and Starmer tackled tough issues from trade to global security. A major flashpoint was the UK's plan to recognize Palestinian statehood, clashing with long-standing US policy. Trump also criticized UK free speech laws, while facing accusations of hypocrisy over his own administration's actions against US media. The talks highlighted deep disagreements on the Middle East, climate, and civil liberties, but both leaders emphasized shared economic wins. The meetings were less about resolving differences and more about managing them for the sake of the alliance. The focus remained on projecting unity despite underlying tensions. While Trump enjoyed royal honors and the grandeur of state ceremonies, thousands of people flooded the streets of London, voicing strong opposition to his policies and ideology. The city became a stage for passionate demonstrations, with protesters from all walks of life coming together to make their voices heard. Demonstrators condemned US support for Israel, highlighting the anger and frustration felt by many over American foreign policy decisions. Many called for stronger UK action on the Gaza crisis, urging British leaders to take a firmer stand and show solidarity with those affected. The government's decision to hold the main events at Windsor Castle, surrounded by heavy security, kept Trump insulated from direct protest and the visible anger on the streets. Media coverage reflected the nation's divide. Tabloids celebrated the spectacle and pageantry of the visit, while liberal outlets criticized the visit's moral implications, questioning the wisdom of honoring such a controversial figure. The protests and polarized press coverage revealed the deep divisions Trump's presence sparked in Britain, exposing rifts not just in politics, but in society itself. The contrast between royal pageantry and public dissent became a defining image of the visit, symbolizing the tension between tradition and modern political realities. The streets told a different story than the official ceremonies, capturing the true mood of a divided nation. Trump's 2025 state visit reaffirmed the enduring, if complicated, US-UK special relationship. For Trump, it was a diplomatic and economic win. For Starmer, a boost to Britain's tech ambitions. Despite unresolved trade and political disputes, both sides leveraged ceremony to smooth over differences. The visit demonstrated the ability to compartmentalize disagreements and focus on mutual benefit. The resilience of the transatlantic alliance was on display, proving it could withstand political polarization and public dissent. Royal pageantry and business deals provided a framework for cooperation. The special relationship endures, adaptable to the challenges of a changing world.